there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hi, this is Gordon Tittsworth from Images of Eden.
And this is Stevie D, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father. And as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to welcome back vocalist and guitarist Gordon Tittsworth and drummer Steve Dorssom from Images of Eden. Veteran metal band Images of Eden announced its 5th studio album entitled Angel Born. The album is the follow-up to the band's 2018 album Solarize, which was produced by legendary Bill Motter. Angel Born will be released on March 26th via Pavement Entertainment. Also check out the band's video single Fight, The Good Fight, and Autumn is Burning. So you want to check that out. So guys, welcome back to the show, and how you been?
Great, man. Appreciate you having us.
Yeah.
Not a problem whatsoever. So how excited are you guys to hopefully get back out on the road to do a little bit of touring? Because I know some states are kind of opening up that door just a little bit.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
It's been a whole year. I mean, everybody's in the same boat on this. And, it's coming back alive again. It's good to see that. And I know some states are a little different, but you can see it's in the right trend, the right direction. I think by end of the summer, early fall, you'll see it be even in better condition where you'll see some bands probably play out more so. And then, I'm sure towards the fourth quarter of the year, everything should be in full swing again. And that's what I feel. So very excited to get out and tour on Angel Born. This will be a fun one to go out with.
Did you guys find yourself doing anything differently other than music, such as like collecting or catching up on anything that you guys possibly were behind on, maybe?
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. We did just the opposite. We actually went to work. We finished recording, mixing our record. We filmed 4 music videos for this album, and we played somewhat of a rehearsal show back in October here in Phoenix, just to test some of the new songs out for the Angel Born record. So actually, we were extremely busy making plans, finishing our product, getting it all polished and ready to deliver here.
How does it feel to have a 5th album in the Image of Eden vocabulary, man? Let's talk about that a little bit. This is your 5th album, so how excited are you guys to have 5 albums under your all's belt now?
Kind of insane, yeah. I mean, it feels great. It's funny because the first album, you're like, man, I don't even know how we're going to get number 2 done. Then number 2 comes like, I have no idea how we're going to do number 3 because of all the money and time and everything and the channels that it takes. So it's like now it just seems like, okay, now that we're to this point, we're pretty much on autopilot. So we just keep going. Even though this is our 5th album, I'm actually about 10 songs deep into the 6th album. So we figure we better start these very early because we know how long it takes. And however long you think something takes, double it and add 20%. So we figure if we start working on this now, maybe by 2026 we'll be ready to go.
Good Lord. So how long have you been setting on these songs for Angel Born?
The writing process started, I'm going to say, around late spring, early summer of 2017. Now, you kind of have to figure the writing process was done in like later 2019. Then we had to send it off for mixing, and then it's just all, everything that has to happen kind of in a row. It's like even though you're finished recording your songs, it still takes forever to get the thing out because you do have to get it mixed. You have to get it mastered. And if you're not signed and you plan on shopping labels, that's going to take you a long time. And then even if you have the label, then you say, okay, my record's done. When can we get it out? And they say, well, COVID screwed us, so we can't release it anytime soon. Sony's not taking any more releases, so we have to wait until something happens. And then, so we basically had to we weren't really sitting on our hands. We were being very busy in everything behind the scenes, but we had to pretty much kind of get the chess pieces in place while we were waiting on Sony to accept new releases. And as soon as that opened back up, we told our label, get on it and get us the soonest one you can. Yeah. And that's here we are.
In hindsight, it was kind of nice to have the extra time, to be honest with you. You know, it just was just to perfect some things. And, you know, there's always issues that come up that you don't count on. So I guess it all happened the way it needed to happen. So it's perfect timing. I love putting a release out in the first quarter of the new year. You know, everybody's fresh and ready for a new sound or something new or different. And we're definitely that. So hopefully everybody will enjoy it.
And it's really cool that during all these interviews that I've done during this stupid pandemic is that all these bands have had a lot of time to write, not just one album, not just two. I've heard 3 and 4 albums down the road. So it's interesting to see what's going to come about, because they may be songs that never see the light of day until 4 or 5 years down the road that was wrote during this time. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm laughing because in 2024, there are going to be people complaining and writing songs about the pandemic of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's that old, you know?
Yeah.
Remember
like, oh, dear God, we don't want to hear about that anymore, please.
No kidding.
Writing the new album, Angel Born, did it challenge you as a band because of COVID, bringing the album to life, so to speak?
Not at all. I mean, the writing was actually done before COVID, but when COVID started, we had just finished filming, all of our videos except one, and we still had some tracking to do. I think the band was mostly done, but I still had vocals that I had to get done. So the time was definitely it was needed, and it was I used it to my advantage. So having the extra time really just allowed us to polish this to where it needed to be, I think. And it wasn't any challenging. The only thing that was really challenging was for me not wanting to freak out because I didn't believe anything that was going on as far as what the media was telling us. And it took me a while to kind of get come to grips with what was happening. But no, other than that, it was pretty smooth, actually. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you'll see this video eventually this year, but Animation in the Still World that's on the Angel Born record, we kind of did a video about the times that we were in right then. So it's pretty bold and interesting. It's going to be something you wouldn't really normally see from Images of Eden. So,
were you guys a little nervous at all releasing the album right now, since bands can't tour, or no? Or you just want to get it out there to everybody?
No, because I know this is nothing lasts forever. Nothing stays the same, no matter if it's bad or good. So I know this is going to lift. It's going to ease up. It's going to pass eventually. To be honest with you, we waited long enough, and regardless if we were going to tour or not, everybody needs this record in their collection. Everybody needs the healing this thing will give in metal music, and we felt strongly about putting it out no matter what happened, because you know what? All the bands are in the same position, and something's got to give. And I say this, so you're a fan and you can't go see your favorite band at a concert and buy a concert ticket. If you were going to support your favorite act or band right now is the time to do it. I mean, that's all we have. We give everything we have to create these videos, the album. I mean, no one pays for these for us. I mean, we give everything we have financially and our heart and our family sacrifices just to bring this music to the fans. But I'm telling you, there's something in this record for you, and it's extremely relatable and healing. And I urge everybody to support you musicians. Since you can't go to a concert right now, buy a CD. It's less than $15, and it's something that keeps giving back to you every day.
Yep.
And we'll be out on the road eventually. We will be there, and when we get there, we're gonna give you the goods.
And I cannot stress that enough. And you hit the nail on the head right there, man. Is like I keep telling people, support these bands, buy their merchandise, because that money that you give that band, it goes right back into the band, either via on a new record or buy new shirts or gas for their tour, food for their tour, things like that. It's just a never ending cycle. It's always, recycled back into the band of what they do.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're not in this to get rich and get famous. I mean, we're all older, mature guys. I mean, we know the reality of all this. I mean, we do this because we love to do it. We love to bring some goodness to the people, and we love to make people smile and have a good time. And that's what we enjoy most. And whatever good things happen out of it, great. But that's not what we're in it for. So I encourage the fans to help us bring this to you. Support us, because we need Spotify, things like that. That doesn't help us at all. I mean, you can be very popular on Spotify, and you can be a YouTube star and all this great stuff, but it comes down to it, unless you buy the record or a merch item, it's really not helping the band.
All right, Gordon and Steve, for the both of you, what's impressed or excited you guys the most about making this new album, if anything? Is there anything that stick out the most for you, possibly?
Wow. I think just the record time that it came out was amazing to me. We had just finished our previous album, Soul Rise, and just turned it in to our producer, Bill Motter, for mixing. And that was actually was right around, I think, April-ish 2017. And just shortly after that, I just felt the floodgates open for new material. And within 2.5 to 3 months, 9 songs just kind of flooded out. And I had full arrangements, instrumental arrangements, and official rhythm guitar tracked within that time. I couldn't believe how quickly this stuff came out and how different each song was from the previous. I think that kind of impressed me. Yeah. I mean, I'm always impressed on our video shoots just because of the sheer professional level of what's going on. Thanks to Steve. So I don't know, man. I'm just always kind of in awe, and have been lately, in such a good yet humble way, man. I'm just blessed to be doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think, this is Steve, and I think what impressed me most about the creation and to put together what we did for this Angel Born record is our maturity. I mean, I know we already are, and we thought we were, but just how the whole thing evolved from the Soul Rise record to this record, the songwriting matured, the attack of how we recorded and the things that we did and how we wrote our parts, it all matured. I was very proud of that. I watched it all grow, and it's still growing, still getting better. And we're really fitting together well like a glove right now. And I was really impressed with that aspect of it all for this record. And that we really do have some very relatable songs, and we have some radio hits on our hands in this album. They're all over the place, and I really dig that.
So more diverse than previous albums on this one, correct?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd absolutely say. And it's weird enough because I would say this album it's everything we've done on every previous album, taking the best of the best out of it and polishing it. I mean, I think Soul Rise, I will always look at Soul Rise as being just one of my favorite experiences. But we took what we had from Soul Rise and kind of went next level there. Definitely, the heaviness, the production, but definitely tweaked and fine-tuned in a more mature way, I would say, too, yeah.
Any tracks standing out more to the both of you than any right now on the album? I know these are your babies. I understand that. And I know it must change every time that you guys listen to it or talk about it. But are there any that stand out for the both of you, possibly?
Oh, man. Do I have a limit of how many I can choose here? Well, I really on the album, it's a song called Marigold Sun, and it's just a great kind of an emotional, inspirational, feel-good song that always just takes me to that place. You know what I mean? Mm. And every time I hear it, it takes me to that place, and I always smile, and I can't help it. And I love all the songs on the record, but that's one that sticks out for me that really is a personal inspiration to me, is that song.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with not just for this album, but for our entire discography, the closing track on Angel Born, In Memory of Me.
Ooh, yeah.
My absolute favorite Images of Eden album of all albums is this song. I mean, for many reasons. Kind of went out on a limb as far as how this one's arranged. Tried some new stuff that was kind of hitting me, some new ideas. This song is probably the most personal song ever written on my end, and definitely it's therapy and it's healing for me. And I think more than anything, the closing track of this album, you're going to need to walk it off, I think, after you listen to the whole thing. And this is just everything about this song, and it kind of helps you go. It helps me get through just rough times. And I don't know if I said it here or not, but I kind of dealt with kind of a bit of a loss back in 2017, and I mean, this song, it touches on all 5 stages of grief in order. If you listen to it closely, you'll hear it, and it's just got this healing power. And every time I listen to it and I get to the end, I'm like, I usually kind of have to walk it off. I'm repeating myself now.
I feel you. He's not lying to you on this one.
And John, I remember,
that chokes me up to this day. Every time you can put it on in a crowd of people, and it'll choke me up at the end. I can't help it.
Yeah.
And John, I remember the last time we talked to you before we got started on the interview. You had talked to us the song "Shield Me" in the video.
Yeah.
I remember had spoken to you, and I don't know if you've had a chance to really digest the album "Angel Born." If not, definitely take some time. I have a very distinct feeling that you'll feel something pretty powerful in a good way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out. I'm going to purchase it when it comes out, so you don't have to worry about that. I always do that.
Wow.
Right on, brother.
Thank you, man.
I
Thank you, dude. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just give albums out to everybody, but you know how things go.
That's your hard-earned money that you put into this, man. So, I mean, no, I get it. I mean, I always support locals and I always buy their stuff, so I don't ever complain about it.
Thank you. It means a lot, bro. Thank you.
So was there a song that you guys were working on that was brought to the table that ended up sounding totally different than what you guys originally thought it would be?
That doesn't happen anymore. Believe it or not, that doesn't happen. When I'm getting an idea of how something should go or how something should progress or whatever, what I usually do is it hits me out of the blue, and I'll make notes. Like, for example, I mean, I could be anywhere. I could be on the toilet. I could be in the shower. I could be at work or in the car. And I'll hear a song in my head, or I'll hear ideas, or lyrics will hit me. And I'll literally just hit record on my phone and just start talking into my phone and sending it to my email. Okay, the song starts off like this, and then this comes in, and then you're going to hear a little bit of acoustic guitar on top of this, and then it changes kind of like this song, and then I'm just speaking the arrangement, how I hear it in my head. Then I make notes, and then when I have time to lay it all down, I go back to my notes and I go, oh, okay, yeah, I remember what that sounded like, and I just kind of pretty much duplicate what I hear when I lay out the demos. So because of that, now I will tell you this, some songs have kind of grown and extended, like In Memory of Me was not supposed to be 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I just started laying it down, and it's kind of like building a brick wall. You just start stacking bricks, and next thing you know, you're like, whoa, here we go. Yeah. So I guess I answered your question.
It's crystal clear. Got it.
Yeah, all right.
This album is also being produced by Bill Motter, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Does he get something out of you guys that maybe somebody else may not get if you went with another producer, possibly?
Yeah, heavier drinking habit. I'll tell you one thing, man. We're in this because we drive him crazy. We're like, nope, bring that up a half dB. Nope, bring it down a quarter dB. Nope, back up a quarter dB. Okay, it's fine where it was. Yep.
Yeah, we always make our trip out to L.A. and spend some time with Bill when we get close to the end. And then, you know, when we leave, he waves, okay, guys, I'll be expecting your 30-page novel here any day now.
He did. He said,
directions and stuff. And
that's exactly what he said. He says, now, guys, I don't expect this to be done when you get home. I expect some you know, and that's exactly what we did, man. It was like a Dead Sea Scroll list. These guys, man. Oh.
Sometimes,
yeah, you know, you work with us. We're pretty anal, and we're schedule driven. I mean, we can drive somebody to be an alcoholic very easily.
Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy.
We only spent 3 hours on this 1 60-second part, this harmony. Can we move on a little bit? Come on.
Wait till you see how we edit music videos. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Sometimes
God.
that never is.
Then we wash our hands for an hour and a half, and we're done, you know. Pretty much how it goes.
Oh,
but
Lord.
listen, we put all that critical aspect over it all because it's our art, and we want to paint a great picture for everyone and everything that we touch, everything. Anything from promo to our videos to our music to making a tour poster, whatever. We just want to make it the best. That's where we're at in our life. You do everything the best you can do.
I completely understand that, because when I do my thumbnails for YouTube, I have to have it perfect. I want it to pop out. I want it to grab your attention. I'm like that too, Emmanuel. I have to have it perfect, or it's just or I have somebody else do it.
Having that attitude will always serve you well. I'll tell you that. It will always serve you well.
I hope so. I've been working my ass off on my YouTube channel.
It might bother a lot of people, but it'll serve you well.
So what about the artwork on this amazing album, man? Who did the artwork on this?
Guy named Jan. It's Jan, but he's from Finland, so I would assume it's pronounced Jan or Jan, or I'm not sure. Erland. Dark. If you go to www.darkgrove.net, this guy's just sick. I mean, he's such a good artist. It's almost ridiculous. He did our album cover for Soul Rise. We gave him a sketch and said, this is kind of what we're looking for. Can you kind of do something like this? He sent it back, and it was flawless, and it blew us away. So we knew this was the guy for Angel Born, and I can say now, and Steve we both talked about this, nobody else is ever doing our album covers. This guy is just phenomenal. I mean, I was blown away by the Soul Rise album cover, and then when he sent the first draft of Angel Born, it looked a little different than what I was expecting. We just had to make a couple of tweaks, and then once that happened, man, I mean, this is absolutely my favorite album cover that I've ever had.
And it's pretty funny, the concept for the record. Gordon and I both had kind of dreams on the same night, and the next morning we called each other, hey, I had a vision of the album cover last night. Oh, really? So did I. Oh, wow, that's wild. Okay, so... Well, they weren't exactly the same, but they were very similar. And, I wanted to show the world of sickness that we're in right now. I want to show that picture. I wanted the harsh, crappy world picture right there. And then Gordon, of course, had his intangibles of the hands coming down to deliver, or take away, and Gordon will elaborate a little more on that. But it's just very unique that we both had the same roundabout concept idea for the album. We had a dream about it the same night, and we woke up the next day and started talking about it, and we had the album concept together in a couple of hours, and drew a little sketch up, sent it over, and boom, there it was. Made a few tweaks, boom, done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was pretty much it. Just a sketch, sent it over, and it took a few back and forths, but yeah, as soon as that thing was done.
But just the meaning of the cover, Gordon, you give a better explanation of what the interpretation of,
absolutely.
Interpretate.
And John, so I might rattle off a bunch, just kind of going off on a tangent here, but it's weird because when it came to the album cover, that was just kind of what I saw. I drew what I saw. I sent the sketch to Steve, and we're very much on the same page. And, with the hands holding the baby angel, and then the question I've gotten as well, are the hands putting the angel down onto the earth, or are the hands scooping the angel up and carrying him away? And I said, well, both answers are correct, because there are two running themes kind of consecutively going through this album. If you listen, one theme is strength, hope, perseverance, and basically getting past grief and kind of healing from mourning, healing from grief, from loss. That's something that every single person can relate to. We've all lost very close, people who are very close to us, or anything that was very close to us. It doesn't have to be people. It could be, our pets or whatever. But, going through mourning, going through all that stuff, and just the healing process, the strength and everything that comes with it. But there's also another theme that kind of goes through it, and that is, it is sort of a word directed towards the broken. Anyone who is broken in any way, have you been abused? Have you been neglected? Have you been beaten down? I shouldn't say every, but most of us have, rough times that, cause us to either lose our confidence, self-worth, whatever. But a lot of this album is definitely directed to the broken. I mean, you figure it's all about healing. I mean, if you think about it, when you look at kids, I mean, kids are innocent. They haven't been ruined by the world. The world hasn't soured them yet. You know, we were born as perfect angels in the eyes of our Creator. And, you know, we were perfect then. We're perfect now. But the world has beaten us down. So basically what it's saying is, regardless of what you think you see in the mirror, as much as you hate that person in the mirror and anything about that person is loved unconditionally and is still that angel that was born way back when. So you have to remember that. You know, we're all, you know, it doesn't matter what we think of ourselves. Man, we are loved. We're loved unconditionally. So it's about strength. It's about healing in every single way. And I really feel like there's a definite healing quality, a very real healing quality that is there. And in my opinion, outweighs what Soul Rise has.
I want to go back here just a little bit. Were there any songs that didn't make this album that we could see down the road,
I don't
maybe?
I don't think so, Gordon. I don't want to speak up too soon. I'd say no, but he might have had one.
Actually, there was one, because, Steve, we just said enough is enough. This thing's got like a 65, 68-minute running time.
I know what it is now. Yep, okay.
Yep. It's a song called Weaving Through a Dream that got bumped to number 6. And that's the one that I reworked and resent to you, and you were like, "Oh yeah, this is it."
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
It just wasn't right. It wasn't ready, and that did get bumped to number 6, which I'm 10 songs deep in and have no idea what it's called yet. I've never been this far into an album and not know everything about it. So, we'll see what happens.
What do you guys hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Images of Eden's music in general? What do you hope that first person or anybody gets from it when they start listening to any of your guys' music?
Yeah, I would say, when you hear it, we hope that it moves you in some way. That, I mean, from an audio perspective, hey, we hope that you're rocking out. We hope you like what you're hearing and all that good stuff. But when you're done, the song, the album, whatever, hopefully it spoke to you in some sort of way that lifted you in some sort of way that hopefully inspired you to pay it forward to someone else. That's what we want. I mean, we know we're going a little bit against the grain when we're a metal band and we're putting such a positive message out there, one of healing, one of perseverance, hope, everything. And, people have said, are you a Christian band? We're Christians, and we did not put that label on us. But what we do is this. The way the lyrics are written, our lyrics are written so that every single person who hears it, I don't care who you are, what you believe, you will be able to totally relate to this. And you will definitely see it as, hopefully opportunity for healing. But the thing is, we talk about strength, we talk about motivation, we talk about hope, we talk perseverance, we talk about all these amazing things and going from a horrible place in life to an amazing place in life. That's what it's about. Mm-hmm. I'm living proof that it can happen. Now, what is the common denominator? What do we feel gets us there? Our faith. I mean, we have faith. We're not in any way preaching anything in any way. I'm basically just telling our story. This is how we got from rags to riches, and this is a very true testimonial. You want to get here? No problem. I can tell you how we can get you here. It's simple as that.
I tell you, we're a bunch of grown men here that have been down at the bottom before, and we needed somebody to give us a hand and lift us up, and maybe there was nobody there. And we had to crawl out alone. But you know what? It doesn't matter what happened to us. We were there. Okay, we're not perfect people, and we had some serious issues in our life in the past that we grew from, and we made it through it. Okay, and now here we are. We were all blessed to bring these 5 great men together to make this great music to give to you, to help you cope and to help you live a better life, to help you relate, to connect, so you don't have to make those same mistakes that we did. Or if you did, that's okay too, because we're telling you a way to get out of that, a direction you can go, to look at yourself in a better way, to have respect for yourself and help others, and to set that mindset. And don't let this all scare you, the positive stuff scare you, fans. I mean, really, I mean, a lot of people detour with that because, oh, no, you're going to preach to me. I don't want that. This is not preach.
Right.
We're just giving you real life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's a harsh world. We're giving you a good way to cope with it. And we're wrapping it up and delivering it in metal music. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that growing up. Really.
I'd like to jump in to add to that, Steve. You said it. You nailed it, man. John, here's the reality. Of the members of this band, and I'm not going to mention names, we've had a couple drug addicts, an alcoholic, someone who was suicidal and tried to kill himself but couldn't, through drugs, serious depression. I mean, these are the kind of things that some of the members in this band have had to deal with, and we've all been healed of those things. It's coincidence? No, I don't think. I mean, I look at the level of just crappy places we've been in, and several of us were so low that really there was only one way to go, and that was to be dead from where we were.
Yeah.
But anyone who was an addict in this band is no longer an addict. I'm the one. I survived a nasty alcohol addiction. I was about 150 pounds. I was about to die. They saved me in the hospital. 72 hours later, I walked out, never looked back. This is the kind of stuff that we've had to deal with. Some of us, I mean, it's been crazy. Some of this, you'd think, ugh.
Yeah.
It'll kind of...
So are we a Christian band? No, we're not, because, we're not perfect people by any means. Do we preach to you? No. Do we tell you a real life story of some things that maybe happened to us so you can help cope and go down the right path? Yes, we do. So, and you can label it whatever you want, but, we're at that point right now. It's time to do this for everyone. It's time for a revolution and change the message people are getting. And, we've got the balls to step up and be the forefront of that.
To finish what Steve said, too, it was just, I mean, our lyrics are written for everybody. We write for the secular audience. And we just want to make that clear. We're not preaching to the choir or anything. We're really just telling our testimonial and putting it out there in the best possible way.
Yep.
I struggle every day with life. I struggle every day with the things I go through. I mean, everybody's not perfect. And for the ones who say, oh, it's perfect, they're lying. Because, I mean, I'm sorry. I struggle. I know everybody else struggles. And there's days where I want to give up, but thank God for music, whether it's extremely heavy metal or it's like, not as heavy metal, but, Metallica to you guys to, sure. I don't know, Danzig to Misfits. I mean, all that stuff that I incorporate into my everyday life. Thank God for it, because that's my escape with everything that I go
Ours
through.
Too, man.
So... yeah.
John, can you imagine life without music?
I can't.
For general public, you don't have music. It's gone. There is no music.
I can't.
People, you think about that for a minute. I mean, the whole world would crash.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's therapy for folks.
No, you're absolutely right.
So,
and to your point, John, you struggle. I think we all struggle in our own way. And, here's the key. Regardless of how hard you struggle, if you're in the middle of a struggle and you can reach your hand out and pull somebody out of the quicksand, that's a real testament to your strength. And, it's funny, I struggled with that, and I still do. And no matter what I'm going through, I try not to show it, try not to wear it on my sleeve if it is something like that. And, but, and I've even had people say, hey, you seem real peaceful and with it. How do you stay that way? I was like, look, you have no idea what's going on inside this head. You don't. And, so I get it, man. It doesn't matter or how strong you appear to be, because we all do our best to appear, but we all know that, once, it's like you're painting over the dirt, and once you brush it away, man, that garbage is still in there. And, but it's just to know that, hey, you're not alone. We all struggle. And, but every day we try. We wake up and we try, and it's a struggle. But, hey, if as long as we're trying every single day, and as long as we're extending a hand anytime we can, we're going to be okay, man.
Mm-hmm. And I always say, thank God for my podcast, because this is my gateway to help in my therapeutic stuff. It comes back full circle.
Yeah, and we get that. We get that because you see what we're doing. I mean, this is our gateway. This is how we express ourselves. And, that's great. And what you do is great, man, because you allow us to speak to everyone, and then help, so it's awesome. So thanks for what you're doing.
Right on. And John, yeah, you're exact, and Steve's exactly right, because here's the thing, man. I don't think we thank our press people. I mean, we try to, but we can't thank our press people enough. And we're talking about radio. We're talking about zines. Anyone who gives us any coverage, you guys have to remember that you are providing the platform for musicians. And if we're a musician, we're doing this because it is our lifelong dream. We're certainly not doing it because of money. So you have to go to sleep every night, John, and just understand that, hey, I'm lifting up these musicians and I'm giving them a platform because you really do. And you don't realize how much we need you and we value you. So please understand that music is your release. But I'll tell you one thing, all those great musicians that have been on your show, you have enhanced their lives as well, man. So pat yourself on the back and sleep well, brother.
I appreciate that, man. For the both of you, I know you had a lot of music as kids growing up and everything, but did you guys have that go-to album or song when you were younger that affected you as far as like giving you inspiration or just allow you to escape for a couple hours, that that one album or song that you had to have possibly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is simple. I was 16 years old and I heard Fate's Warning's Awaken the Guardian. My entire life changed after that, man. I mean, I can't even explain it. I thought I knew what I wanted to do musically until then, and that album just shifted everything for me. I was 16 years old, 48 now, and I will still cite that album as being my very favorite album. John Archambault, their singer and lyricist, I mean, he is what made me want to sing. I've been blown away by many releases over the years, but that's one. The very first day I heard it, I said, this is my very favorite album of all time, and I still say it today.
And for me, this is Steve, and this is the inspiration part. There's going to be a two-part answer here, because there was a couple that really triggered me in that sense. When I was really younger, like 14 or so, 15, the band Wasp was a huge band in my life that I just loved, for some, not because of their gory antics on stage or nothing. I just loved the music and the guitars and the drums, and I loved his voice. And it was a record that really spoke to me a lot. And, I was going through a lot of tough times in my life with my parents back then, splitting up and, living through all that. It was a tough time for a kid. And I was alone a lot, so it was just, that album kind of made me dream about, wanting to do my musical career, being a drummer and whatnot. And it just motivated me, and it inspired me to kind of look at that path. You know what I mean? And then after that, shortly after that, it was Queensryche was one of my favorites. That I really, I was trying to learn the drum parts to some of the Scott Rockenfield stuff from his first EP on into Rage for Order, and I just really loved those guys, and that really motivated me from that point to be a musician and that kind of drummer. So that was kind of where it all started for me.
All right, guys, how can folks stay in touch with you all? Buy some merchandise, this new album, and especially tour dates when everything gets back to a little normalcy. How can they do that, guys?
Yeah, just we're everywhere. So I'd say any social media platform, we're on it. But if you want a one-stop shop that's got everything, imagesofeden.com. It'll link to all of our social media. It'll tell you all our news, album releases, audio, video, the whole nine yards, purchasing links. We are about to launch a brand new online store this Friday to accompany our album release and a video premiere of our song My Promise. So the video store has been completely video store.
Yeah, right.
Man, you can tell it's been a long day. The online store has been revamped, and I'm not sure how I'm still awake right now. Have a nice day.
But yeah, it's all there on the website. Anything you need access to, that's a good pilot one. Imagesofeden.com. It's got everything, and then for touring, there's nothing scheduled yet. But tours are starting to get looked at again now for the second part of the year. So expect Images of Eden to be on tour sometime this year, and we'll surely make an announcement when that happens.
And before I let you guys go, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Hi, this is Gordon Tittsworth from Images of Eden.
And this is Stevie D, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. And BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast, please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and our YouTube link, and you definitely want to subscribe to our YouTube link because we have all kinds of giveaways that we're doing at every tier. We got some autograph stuff, t-shirts, CDs, stuff like that. So if you don't want to miss out, man, you want to subscribe to that, because if you don't, then you'll miss out on a lot of good stuff and a lot of great interviews. Also, check out Images of Eden. Check out their old stuff. Plus, pick up their new album, Angel Born. That's going to be released March 26th via Pavement Entertainment, and you will not be disappointed whatsoever. So, Gordon and Steve, as always, you guys are welcome back on here, and nothing but the best of luck to you, good gentlemen.
Well, thanks so much, brother. We look forward to it, man.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.